Let me show you guys how I made my red velvet horchata. To your pan, you're going to add 1 cup of rice and a cinnamon stick. We're going to give it a light toast, just enough to bring the nuttiness from the rice and the cinnamon stick. Once it cools off, you're going to leave this soaking overnight with a puck of Ibarra or Abuelita chocolate. You're going to need a can of evaporated milk and sweetened condensed milk, vanilla, and chocolate extract. Let me give you guys a fun fact. This chocolate extract is older than me. These are what the new ones look like, and these right here, my friends, are antiques. I got these at a yard sale, and some of them are brand new, like this one. But they're from 1963, I believe, and I don't care because I think they're cool and I still use them. Anyways, all jokes aside, that is not what you think. We're gonna melt 1 bar of white chocolate and 1 bar of regular chocolate in the microwave. Then I'm gonna open my evaporated milk and then put it on the stovetop with that melted chocolate, just until it all combines. Why didn't I melt the chocolate with the milk? Because I was scared. I didn't want to burn the chocolate. Now we're gonna add everything that we soaked overnight. The rice, the cinnamon stick, and that chocolate puck. Add your can of sweetened condensed milk, a couple tablespoons of vanilla extract and that chocolate extract, and then that chocolate milk we just made. I almost forgot to tell you guys, you need red food coloring because red velvet is just chocolate but red. And then we blend until smooth, and don't forget to strain it. Add everything to your 3-quart pitcher and then fill up the rest of your pitcher with water and mix. Now this is the perfect time for you to check for sweetness. If it needs more sugar, add more sugar. If it's too sweet, just add more water. If at this point your teeth are hurting, we're going to garnish our cup with a little bit of chocolate syrup. Then I fill up my favorite cup with ice and pour myself some delicious and refreshing creamy red velvet horchata. And the garnish don't stop, guys. I'm gonna garnish mine with a little bit of frozen whipped cream because I forgot to thaw it. Then I shave some chocolate all over our whipped cream. Add the rest of that Twix to our drink and a pink straw because somebody threw away my red straw. And that's it, guys. This is how I made my red velvet horchata. Hope you like this recipe. Bye! Packy lunch for my husband. Tomorrow my husband's gonna take a torta de birria. Now I like to keep these tortas super simple, so on the top half I'm just going to spread some mashed avocado, and on the bottom half I'm going to add my birria, a little bit of cebolla and cilantro, some Mexican blend cheese, and then top it off. I always like to wrap my tortas in some parchment paper and then I split them in half, and there you have it, guys. Just put it in his bento with a little bit of salsa. Now for his fruit, I'm going to cut up some cucumbers into strips and some jicama. Now I was planning on using this container because I was too lazy to wash the other one, but then I realized that this little taki powder container didn't fit, so I had to switch to the little pink one. I'm also gonna pack him a homemade chocolate dip donut that I made earlier, his note to let him know how much I love him. Pack everything in his lunch pack with a couple more snacks, a banana, a yogurt drink that's about to expire, and some type of sparkly water. And that's it, guys. His tea and a protein granola bar for the morning. Bye! Packing lunch for my husband. Today my husband's taking a torta de tamal. And before y'all say anything, this is actually a very popular street food in Mexico. Now I know I could have just given him the tamales, but why when I can just make him a torta and let him feel like he's eating one from Mexico? And also, guys, you guys are just warming up the food at work, not cooking it in the microwave, so the lettuce should be fine. But I am going to put his salsa on the side so that it doesn't get soggy. Now, he's also going to take some yogurt and granola. Y'all already know he likes this shit, and I don't know why. Some lightly salted almonds. For his fruit, I'm going to give him a little mini fruit salad. If you guys haven't noticed the band-aid on my finger, I got it cutting up this fruit. I can't forget his note to let him know how much I love him. Pack everything in his lunch pad with a couple more snacks, a big ass banana, his yogurt drink, and a fork and a spoon. Here is Franklin and Bento, aka Houdini, because that son of a gun got out of his cage and I almost lost him. And that's it, guys. His tea and a protein granola bar for the morning. Bye! Let me show you guys how I make my birria de res. I have about 8 pounds of chuck and 4 pounds of beef shank. These are all the spices that I'm going to be using. I'm going to write them up on the screen for you guys. You will also need onion, garlic, tomatoes, and a piece about this big of ginger. For my chiles, I'm going to deseed some guajillos, pasilla, and puya. In a big pot, I'm going to add all my chiles, all my spices, and everything that I just mentioned and let that boil for about 20 minutes. You will also need salt and chicken bouillon to taste and about half a cup of white vinegar. Once your chiles are ready and everything has cooled down, you're going to add it to your blender and blend everything that was in that pot. Then you will strain the chile into the meat and add about 2 pitchers of water depending on how brothy you want your birria. Add your salt, your chicken bouillon, don't forget your vinegar. Here I'm adding a whole garlic head and 3 more bay leaves. Cover and let this cook for about 3 hours. Once your birria is ready and your meat is nice and tender, then you can go crazy with all your recipes. You can make your quesabirria tacos like you see right here, or make tortas de birria. I also made a pizza de birria. You just cut it up and dip it into your consomme. Or you can also just be simple and serve it like you would at a party with some rice. Make sure you add your cebolla and cilantro, your chili oil, and don't forget your lime. I've even made empanadas de birria. I'm telling you guys, you can make many dishes out of one dish and impress a lot of people. Just let your imagination go crazy. Hope you like this recipe. Bye! Packing lunch for my husband. Just kidding. This is for my cousin and a couple of her coworkers. So I've been selling lunch for the past couple of weeks, and today they're getting the Chavo del Ocho Deluxe. Yep, you saw me toast my bread with some mayo. And before you judge, just look at how beautiful the bolillo got toasted. I like to add a spread of avocado and yes, more mayo, turkey, and then all the veggies. I'm only gonna put 2 jalapenos because even though they swear they like chile, they're always complaining about how spicy my food is. Mainly my cousin, of course. Now I'm just gonna wrap everything on some parchment paper and some foil and then put everything in a little foam box and a little baggie of chippies. And I also include the drink. Now, how much would you guys pay for these type of boxes? Because I'm having a lot of trouble pricing my food. I don't want to underprice and I don't want to overprice, but I do put all of my love in every single one of those boxes, and they do get different food every single day. And pick up during lunchtime. Bye! Let's pack today's lunchbox for my cousin and her coworkers. Today I made them chicken flautas. I put them in their foam box and then added sour cream, queso cotija, lettuce, tomatoes, and a little bit of onions. And I put the salsa on the side so their flautas don't get soggy. To make the flautas, I warm up the tortillas in the microwave first, and then you have to immediately separate them or they will stick together. And yes, the tortillas are hot, so put your big girl panties on and separate those tortillas. Now I just add the filling into the tortilla and roll them all up. I make sure I got all my tacos stuffed and rolled, and then I start to fry them. When you're frying, make sure that you're frying seam side down or it's going to unroll and make a mess everywhere. I make sure that my oil goes halfway up the taquito and that the heat is at a medium low. Once they're golden crispy, I'm going to take them out and drain them and then prepare them. I also get the salsas ready or whatever other sauce I'm using or condiment in the little containers, put everything in bags, get their drinks, and then she comes and picks them up during lunchtime. And that's it, guys. These were the lunch boxes for today. Bye! Let me show you guys a quick and delicious, perfect for the summer treat for your kids. Or for your hubby, for yourself, whoever you want to give these to. These are fruit icicles with chamoy, or paletas de fruta con chamoy and chamoyadas, whatever you know them as. First, you're going to need a mold to make your paletas, and I got these at the Dollar Tree. I really like these because when the paleta drips, you can just drink it through the straw. I'm gonna cut up some watermelon chunks to make our base. And I'm also reserving some little tiny ones for garnish or for texture. I'm gonna blend my watermelon with a little bit of water and sugar, but you don't have to add the sugar if you don't want to. Then I prepare the molds by smearing lots of watermelon rim dip all over them, but you can also just simply use chamoy. I poured the watermelon juice and topped it off with little tiny pieces of watermelon. I'm also doing cucumber. Same thing, cut up some chunks, reserve tiny pieces for garnish or for texture. Blend your cucumber chunks with a little bit of water, sugar, and a little bit of lemon juice. Add the chamoy to your molds, your cucumber juice, and then top it off with the tiny little pieces of fruit. Now take these to your freezer and freeze them until they're frozen, because it all depends on your freezer. To unmold the icicles, I'm just gonna run them under hot water, and then that's it, guys. Here they are. And guys, you can use whatever fruit you want to make these icicles. Try pineapple, mango, whatever, mix them. I don't know, guys, go crazy. One thing is for sure, they're not gonna last in your freezer. And if anybody in your family just likes their paleta plain without the chamoy, you can also use the same recipe, just leave the chamoy out of the molds. For the rim dip recipe, I'm gonna ask my son to see if he's okay sharing it with all of you guys, since it is his recipe for his little rim dip business he has going on here in town. And here's my volunteer who's going to try out the paletas. Make sure that when you're recruiting your volunteers or looking for one, he is full of tattoos like this one. I think he was enjoying his paleta a little too much. Look how excited he is. That's it, guys. Hope you enjoy this recipe. Bye!